Another legal problem for Donald Trump that I want to briefly talk about, and then we're going to move on to other things. A federal judge has found that Donald Trump lied under oath about voter fraud in Georgia while trying to overturn the 2020 election results. Now, we're switching gears. Before we were talking about the federal investigation that is connected to the search warrant at Mar-a-Lago. That's the last story. This is a different situation now. Business Insider summarizes the statement by the judge. A federal judge Wednesday said Trump lied under oath about voter fraud claims in the 2020 election. Not a big shock. Trump, quote, knew that the specific numbers of voter fraud were wrong, but touted them both in court and to the public. This is per Judge David Carter. Carter made the determination in a ruling ordering a Republican lawyer to turn over his communications to the January 6th committee. This goes back to December 4th of 2020. And I know many of you remember this. Many of you don't. Many of you have chosen to forget it. And I understand. I understand why. On December 4th, 2020, Trump's legal team filed a lawsuit in Georgia state court alleging that Fulton County miscounted thousands of votes. They also contested the state court's proceedings in federal court. This was one of dozens of complaints that Trump and lawyers filed in various courts. Later that month, Carter wrote in his ruling, Eastman, this is Trump's lawyer, Eastman said in an email that although Trump had, quote, signed a verification for the state court filing on December 1, he had since been made aware that some of the allegations and evidence proffered by the experts has been inaccurate. For him to sign a new certification with that knowledge and incorporation by reference would not be accurate. He added, the emails show that Trump knew that the specific numbers of voter fraud were wrong, but continued to tout those numbers both in court and to the public. This is also not the first time that this has been suggested. So it's abundantly clear that in every single one of these cases, you have claims that are made that normal people who look at data and evidence doubt. But we ask ourselves, are they making these claims out of ignorance, or are they making these claims knowing they are false claims in order to deceive others? And we don't necessarily know right away. But then slowly but surely, we come to learn that these claims are made knowing that they are lying. In the Mar-a-Lago DOJ situation, did Trump believe that they really had given back all the documents? I don't know, maybe. We later find out Trump knew they had not given back all the documents because there is a report that he had an employee move documents at Mar-a-Lago. Oh, okay. So he was lying. He was lying deliberately to deceive, arguably an obstructive act. Same thing here. Okay. At the beginning of December, Trump signs off on, we believe these are the numbers of fraudulent, phony, invalid votes from Georgia. Maybe Trump believed it at that point in time. We then get testimony and statements under oath that actually later on, when Trump continued to sign off on this stuff, Trump had been advised that what he was claiming and signing off on was not actually the truth. Unfortunately, Georgia state law says that the punishment here is up to 1 year in jail and up to a $1,000 fine or both. This is 2020 Georgia Code, Title 16, Crimes and Offenses, Chapter 10, Offenses against Public Administration, Article 4, Perjury and Related Offenses. And it says, punished by a fine of not more than $1,000 or by imprisonment not less than 1, not more than 10 years or both. But the particulars of this likely point to no more than 1 year in prison, 1 year in jail, rather. You know, there is this question as to whether the American justice system should really assess fines as a function of income. Because one of the realities that we have in the justice system in the United States, with such drastically different financial circumstances for people, are that the same $5,000 fine can be a completely unpayable, bankruptcy-inducing fine for many in society, and then such an insignificant fine for others in society that it does nothing whatsoever to actually punish a bad act. And so there are countries that do this with speeding tickets, for example. We've talked about it before. I believe Norway might be one of those countries, but I don't remember completely offhand. But there is a real question as to whether fines should be assessed based on ability to pay, with some upper and lower limits, certainly. I think that reasonable people could agree to that. So not a particularly auspicious day yesterday for Donald Trump from a legal standpoint. But when we continue to ask the question, well, but then so what? What's coming? Is anything coming? I think we all are in the position of saying we don't really know.
One of our sponsors today is Blue Chew, a unique online service delivering the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis in a chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. And they're giving my audience an entire month's supply for free. So if you think you could benefit from an extra boost of confidence when it's time, all you have to do is take a short quiz on their website. A licensed doctor approves your prescription. The medication comes straight to your home within days in a discreet package. No driving around to the doctor's office or the pharmacy. No waiting around. No awkward conversations with your doctor. All of Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA. The entire process is just a few clicks. Go to bluechew.com. The link is underneath this video. They'll give you an entire month's supply for free when you use the promo code PACMAN. All you have to do is pay $5 shipping.